I think we're on.
Hi, everybody. Early Shabbat Shalom. Barry and I come to you with hearts that aren't completely joyous today. In many ways, they are, but we had a family funeral today, and so we're definitely grieving. And, you know, Judaism is so good about structuring what that can look like and the rituals and things that comfort you as you go through the mourning process. And there was something about it that I would say almost kind of didn't do what we needed it to do today.
Right.
Right. So our family is still in the backyard. Kids are running around, and cousins and, things like that. Very small, just family or whatever in our backyard. But we know that under other circumstances, we would have an open front door and we would be able to greet each other. And thank you, Mindy. Appreciate that. Thank you, Lolly.
Thank you, Toby.
And so Barry's sister Sherry passed away, and her siblings are here, and the children are here, and a couple of the grandkids are here. And the thing that would be just regular, not regular, I hate to use that word, but a thing that we would have all been used to would be a friend or two walking through the door. And it's so weird, but at the beginning of all of the quarantine, we decided to come together and meet our friends this way. And then today we thought, well, let's not do it. We'll, skip a Shabbos show, right? So what? And then what actually happened is we felt that this is maybe exactly where we were supposed to be, because this is how so many of our friends have been greeting each other and coming together. And it always can't be perfect, and it always can't be in joyous times and happy times.
As it turns out, Debbie, this is almost like having a minion, because we have all these people in the backyard and cousins and sisters, friends, family, and they're all together here. So it's almost like sharing our time with you, because all these people that are always visiting with us and watch our show and stuff like that. It's just so wonderful. And I feel so comfortable sharing this day with them.
We're all masked up. Barry and I aren't, because we came in our kitchen here, but we're all masked up. And, the funeral was just that way too. Social distancing, being very cautious and very careful, because the protection of life and good health is of utmost importance. And we know that Sister Sherry wouldn't have wanted anything less for all of us. And so here we are. But I think that overriding component of being careful and healthy and all of that reminded us that it's okay to touch base with our community at this time. And as much as Barry and I often will try to send the check to the food bank and do our tzedakah before we light the candles, we felt that it would be a good practice, and I have to say, I feel like it, especially for you, Barry, the mourner, to open his hands and receive condolences and good wishes and a few moments with our community that we wouldn't have been able to have otherwise. And that's why we're here.
Yes, I believe that we are lucky, and it's probably maybe a decent time. We usually say the Torah portion until the last. But this week's Torah portion is Vayera. And in Vayera, there's several things that happen. God comes to visit Abraham in the form of two angels, and informs Abraham and Sarah that they're going to have a son. And then it goes on, then God comes and speaks with Abraham and says, I kind of have to let you know something. I'm going to have to destroy a city. And why is God even asking that? But he's talking to Abraham. And then later on, there's a story about Lot, and all these other things, and of course it ends with this portion ends with the Akedah, the binding of Isaac. There's so much. These are the favorite stories of all these stories of Abraham. But what I find interesting, especially today, is that in this story and in this most famous Torah portion, it's about Abraham being a positive influencer and showing model behavior, not just to himself, but it only works if he can do it for others.
Right.
And he brings people together to show other positive influence and teach them through good values. And through Abraham, all the people of the world will be blessed. And that's why God discusses this with Abraham. And he's able to convince them about the 10 people, from 50 to 45 and so on to 10.
The
and
negotiation.
Well, why is God negotiation with Abraham of all people?
Right.
So what I'm thinking of now is that my sister passed away, and I think she'd be so happy to know that as a result of her passing away during COVID, that we were able to have positive. She showed positive influence on us because we were able to get together with her whole family, and we haven't seen everyone since early before March.
She brings us together.
She brings us together. So it's almost as like the three angels that visit Abraham, and she came into our lives, and she's helped us through this. So that's how I feel. So that's the Torah portion this today.
Yashikova.
Thank you.
So we did a couple of things. Thank you, Randy. And there's Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
So we did a couple of things before we left for the funeral today. Luckily, I had someone at my house who could watch over this for me, but we started a pot of chicken soup. What do you do when you're Jewish and you want a little comfort? You start a pot of chicken soup, and you make your challah. We had to do this a little in advance. It's warm right now, and there's talk of not waiting until the sun goes down to tear into it. I'm not sure what's going to happen about that.
I usually ask it's going to be torn apart before, maybe before sundown. I don't know.
And a roast is going to go in the oven, and services start at 6:15, and the sun is going to set, and it's another Shabbos. And it might not be the same kind of Shabbos joy that we had last week, but it's Shabbat nonetheless, and in some ways, maybe even more comforting than last week.
Maybe so, yes.
And we'll take our rest, and we'll enjoy our reset, and maybe we'll hold our hands out like cups this time, really allowing them to be filled with all the gifts of Shabbat and with all of the goodness that Shabbat brings.
The chesed.
Kindness.
Thoughtfulness. Being together. It's wonderful.
No work. Just
no work. Just enjoying the day and putting other things away and able to reflect about how your week has been. Mm-hmm. And whether it's been a difficult week or a good week, you're able to have a few moments of time in a day to only take time within yourself. How fortunate we are that we have Shabbat. It's one of the best parts of being Jewish.
So true. So here's the challah. Hey, you guys, do y'all have masks with you somewhere? You do?
Yes, I think it's in my bag.
You think so?
Yeah, I have one.
Well, y'all want to come wave hi to everyone?
Yeah!
Here come some of the peoples. See? You can see you. You can see you. Hold on. Here they all come. Hold on. Here they all come. Hold on. Come here, Layla Junie.
Come on, Layla Junie.
Come quick.
Yeah.
Come here, Layla.
Yeah.
Layla, where are you?
Come down.
Okay, now make sure you can see everyone. So when I say 3, everybody has to say Shabbat Shalom.
Okay.
You got it?
Can't say that.
Okay,
Ready?
we'll let Zadie cue us. Here we go.
Okay, I'm going to say it down to 3, right? Ready? 3, 2, wait, it's just not 3, 2. 3, right?
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
We'll see you next week, everyone. Who'd we miss? Who'd we miss? Oh, well, Nala says Shabbat Shalom. Mindy will be happy to know that. Shabbat Shalom, Heather.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
I said Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, guys.